All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. As the brother Izar, I'm just going to go into a couple things, man, because, man, it's just, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai shows you things, man, and it's beautiful, because there is no coincidences, man. Because the Most High is the ruler of everything, man. He's a ruler in the kingdom of men, all right? He rules over everything. Everything goes through him and is sanctioned by him, So I'm going to go to Jude chapter 1, all right, because I want to show a clip, and hopefully, I don't get penalized for it. Hopefully I don't. But this is Jude 1:18. How that they told you, therefore, or there should be mockers in the last days who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. All right. Mockers in the last days, and those mockers are going to have that spirit of an antichrist. All right. Which I got in the last video, 1 John chapter 2, verse 18. You also have 1 John chapter 4, verse 3, that talks about the Antichrist, which is just a spirit, all right, being anti-Messianic, as it's not talking about a man in a suit, all right. But let's look up that word, mockers. Mocker, a scoffer. It says, by implication, a false teacher. All right, a false teacher. So, like a mocker and a scoffer. All right, you know what? Let's look that up in the dictionary. Mocker, to attack or treat with ridicule, contempt, or derision. To ridicule by mimicry of action or speech. Mimic or mimicry of action or speech. All right, to mimic, imitate, counterfeit, to challenge, defy, to deceive, delude, all right, or disappoint. Let's look up that word mimic. To imitate or copy in action, speech, etc., often playfully or derisively, all right, to imitate in the servile or unthinking way, ape, to be in an imitation of, simulate, resemble closely. All right, keep all these things in you know what, I'll just keep these open right here. And when I show this clip, which is from a movie, all right, this clip is going to show you how elites, all right, maybe not these actors so much, these actors probably know a little bit, but these elites, they definitely know, man. And that's why they put it in front of your face as a joke, as a mockery, so that you can hear it and say, yeah, that does sound really stupid, doesn't it? All right. And whenever you hear the prophets out in the highways and the byways teaching this truth, or when you hear it throughout the media, all right, putting out this truth, people are going to look at it like, yo, isn't this about the same thing that, this movie was talking about? And then they'll find it funny, but it's not for them. But anyways, it says mockers in the last days. So people that make ridicule of this truth, who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. All right. And they don't want to listen because they rather have fun. All right. They rather be mocking. All right. They rather be living in this earth, man. It says, these be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the spirit. All right. So they separate themselves by being taken up by all these other doctrines, man. All right. And in this video that I'm going to show from a movie, all right, it's talking about how basically some parts of the truth, they're mixing it in with other type of stupid shit, all right, to make it seem like that's what we're talking about, man. So let me play this clip. It's like 3 different points, but I'm going to try and pause it. You can see over here, man, people are laughing, all right? And this video has 200.6 thousand views, man. But let me play it.
Jalen's the name. I've been working for the last 14 years at the MacArthur bottling plant and just got replaced by a robot.
All right, so he's saying that his name is Jalen. And check this out, man. Check this out, all right? Is he not rightly named Jacob? Which is 27 and 36. It says Genesis 27 and 36, and he said, all right, Esau said this, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. All right. So Esau is saying that Jacob's name means supplanter, man. All right. Supplanter. Let's look at supplant. To take the place of another. All right. So he took the place of Esau for the promises. All right. Took the place of Esau for the blessing, as through force, scheming, strategy, or the like, to replace one thing by something else. All right. So Jacob's name means supplanter, which means to replace. All right. So Jacob replaced Esau, and he proves it right here where he says, for he hath supplanted me these 2 times. You see, he took away my birthright, and behold, now he taketh away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? You see, so he's talking to Isaac, his father, the father of Esau and Jacob, the 2 twins. All right. But Jacob is the one with the blessing. So he said his name was Jalen. Let's look up the name Jalen. It says Jalen or Jalen. It's a masculine equivalent of Jalen. Is an American given name. The meaning of the name Jalen is supplanter. So Jacob. All right. Jalen and Jacob. They mean the same thing, man. So when you go to this damn thing, all right, that's Jake right there, man. His name is Jay, all right, for Jake. His name is Jalen, all right, which is supplanter, which means Jacob, all right. Now let's keep listening more to what he says.
My Cleopatra, my queen, my bottom bitch, my wife.
All right, see that they just mixed up a bunch of different doctrines. When they said my rib, which is what brothers call their woman, in the truth, my rib, all right, which means, close to you. All right, someone close to you, a woman that's close to you, man. That's your rib. Where did he get that from? From the scriptures. My rib, but then he goes on to mix it with Egyptology and says my Cleopatra, my queen. All right. So they're mixing all these other doctrines with the truth, man. And I was chilling at my mother-in-law's house, and I didn't want to, drive 15 minutes after picking up the kids. I didn't want to drive 15 minutes, 20 back to the house. I was tired. So I wanted to chill there for a little bit, and I started watching this movie. And I was like, yo, all right, there's so much. And I've been wanting to make a video about this for a long time, and I forgot about it, but now the Spirit is on me to make this video, man, because, the Most High shows you these things through movies, which is funny, all right, because we make mentions of many movies, all right, but when you hear this man, all right, he's going to say, well, while I have the platform, let me tell you when I first got woke, all right, which I'll have a
Like for
scripture for that
14
one,
years, she was like,
you
yo,
know. But
if you
let me
want
play it.
options, you're gonna have to get your GED. Hey, let me just say this, okay, while I got the platform. For me, I first got woke when I seen Terminator, and I realized it wasn't just a movie.
All right, he said,
Prophecy,
"Oh, let me finish
first
this, Salakia."
identified by the 3 point. I first got woke when I seen Terminator, and I realized it wasn't just a movie. It was prophecy. I first got woke when I seen Terminator, and I realized it wasn't just a movie. It was prophecy.
All right, he said, "I first got woke when I saw Terminator, and I realized it wasn't just a movie; it was prophecy." Where did he get that? The scriptures, man. You know, the scriptures is where he got it from. All right. So this is Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right. And that day is close, man. Those people that want to mock and scoff and ridicule, all right, like we had looked up. All right. Mocker, which means to attack or treat with ridicule. All right. This movie is nothing but comedy. All right. So when this dude is over here talking, everybody looking at him like he's stupid, like he's crazy, guess what? They're ridiculing. All right. Let's look up that word ridicule. It says speech or action intended to cause contemptuous laughter at a person or thing. Derision. All right. So, you know, they're making this dude, all right, to have his speech, you know, which is partially truth. It says to cause contemptuous laughter, man, at a person or a thing, to deride, make fun of. All right, so they're making fun of the truth, man. And these dudes are going to pay, which really Kevin Hart already got a small judgment. All right, he already got in a serious car accident. All right, but this truth is nothing to play with, man. So this is the word mimic, which was like a synonym to mocker. All right, it says to imitate, and they're imitating who? The prophets. All right, that's what we speak on. We speak on things that are coming to pass. We speak on things that are prophetic. All right, and he said that movie was prophecy, man. All right, so going back to Joel chapter 2, verse 2, a day of darkness, of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. All right, now let's see if I can get a picture of, not Jalen, let me see. What was that? Shit. Salakia. Let me see. Ah, damn. What was that? Damn. Terminator. Terminator. Judgment Day. Images. Let me see if they show anything at all. Terminator, Judgment Day. All right. This is Judgment Day from the Terminator. All right. Let's see. All right. See that? Judgment Day. That's a judgment right there, man. You know, Terminator Salvation. Oh, this is the one I wanted. All right. That's Terminator 2. This is Terminator 3. You know, what are those? All right. So back in Joel chapter 2, verse 2, a day of darkness, of gloominess, a day of clouds, of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, so Terminator 3, Terminator 2, all right, you can see those ICBM missiles, man. You know, you see those ICBM missiles, everybody walking around, partying, and doing whatever the hell they want to do. All right, like the day isn't about to end, man. You know, so that's what happened in the movie Terminator, man. You know, look at this. Skynet becomes aware, launches nuclear attack on humanity. You see that? And it's not gonna be Skynet. It's not gonna be, you know, these damn robots and whatnot. All right, it's gonna be Esau Edom. He's gonna shoot those missiles. All right, and that's gonna be the destruction, man. You know. But you see that? A day of darkness, of clouds, of thick darkness, thick clouds. All right, there has never been the like. This has never happened, man. Only in movies. But guess what? It's going to happen pretty soon here on earth. All right. It says, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like. All right. It's not talking about angels. It's not talking about Israelites. All right. Because we've always been here, man. You know, not always been here. You know, I always mistakenly say we've always been here. But the spirit, all right, of an Israelite has been here. You know, so it's not talking about that. Something that has never been is talking about these nuclear missiles. There have never been the like, neither shall be any more after it. And why is that? Because in the kingdom of heaven, we're not going to need nuclear missiles, man. Even to the years of many generations. So it won't happen to many generations from the time of Joel, from the time of Isaiah, all right, from the time of Yahushua. From those times, thousands of years ago, all right, these nuclear missiles haven't been around for that much time, even up to now. All right, they've only been around for a couple decades, man. You know, they haven't been here for too long. It says, a fire devoureth before them. All right. It says, and behind them a flame burneth. You know, we saw that. Let me see see if they have any more over here. Nope. We'll just go back up. All right. A fire devoureth before them. You see that? It says, and behind them a flame burneth. All right. So that's actually talking about the same thing. You see? That's that fire that comes out of a missile. Let's just type in Judgment Day missile. See if they have a clear picture. They don't. Let's put missiles. I'll just put, those are just ICBM missiles, you know, but that's what that's talking about, man. You see that? A fire devoureth before them, you know. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. See, so it's the same thing. It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, all right? So before they hit, you know, we saw you see that? Before those missiles hit, it says the Garden of Eden, all right? Because there's going to be green around, man. You know, vegetation, all that stuff. It says, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. All right, so let's look up Hiroshima today. Salaki, that's the wrong one. But let's look up this right here. All right, which Hiroshima, it was as it is in the right, and then afterward it was on the left. You know, nowadays it got a lot better. All right, Hiroshima looks a lot better now, but that's how the kingdom of heaven's gonna be, man. After this nuclear war, everything's gonna be flourishing and green again. You know, but let me read that again. Joel 2:3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right, so those are the ICBM missiles. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. All right, so if you see this picture on the right side, all right, it's going to be much worse than that, man. Because current ICBM missiles are much stronger than this missile that was dropped in Hiroshima, than the missile that was dropped in Nagasaki. All right, a desolate wilderness, man. All right, that's what those ICBM missiles do, man. It says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. All right, if you ever hear what a ICBM missile sounds like, you can hear, all right, you know what? Let me just keep reading. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots, and that's what it sounds like. The missile, when it's taking off, it sounds like a bunch of horses running, man. All right, it says on the tops of the mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that burneth the stubble. All right, so you're going to hear that crackle, you know, that crackling sound is what you're going to hear, man. So let me go back. You see that ground right there? You're going to hear a crackling sound, you know. Let me see if this one has sound. Let me check it out. Damn internet, man. All right, this is it. Let me see if they have the video. Fuck. Shit's taking forever, man. But that's Esau and his stupid ass technology, man. But anyways, ICBM missiles sound like chariots, you know, that flame devoureth the stubble. You know, when you're camping and you put your you set up a little fire and you can hear the crackling of the fire. You know, it says let me start up at verse 5 again. It says, like the noise of chariot on top of mountains shall they leap. All right. And what does ICBM stand for? You know? ICBM meaning intercontinental. There it is. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental. So let's break down the word. All right. Prefix. Inter, a prefix occurring in loan words from Latin where it meant between, among, in the midst of, mutually, reciprocally, you know, to be reciprocal, you know, something close by, together, during, intercept, interest. In this model used for the information of compound words. All right. Let's see. Interchangeable. All right. From one person to another. All right. So Intercontinental is from one continent to another. All right. So the word an intercontinental ballistic missile is a guided ballistic missile with a minimum range of 5,500 kilometers, primarily designed for nuclear weapons delivery. Similarly, conventional chemical and biological weapons can also be delivered with varying effectiveness, but have never been deployed on ICBMs. All right, let me see. Let's look up what is intercontinental. Relating to or traveling between continents. You see? So that picture of Judgment Day, which this, I don't even think it can load up. Let's see. It doesn't show me the video anywhere. I said it was a video, but then it doesn't show the video. All right, that's enough with that. All right, intercontinental ballistic missile, Terminator Genesis. All right, you can see the ICBM missiles, going from one continent to another. That's what intercontinental means, man. Ballistic missile. All right, so from the top of mountains, that means from one continent to another. All right, so back in Joel 2:5, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that burneth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. And why is it set in battle array? ICBM. ICBM missiles. I mean, ICBM means intercontinental ballistic missile. So ICBM missiles would be like saying intercontinental ballistic missile. But anyways, ICBM. All right. Let me see which one's a clearer picture. We got these right here. All right. You see that? Like a strong people set in battle array. Why? Because their clothes is this metal. Back then, you had the Romans. The Greek. They would wear these the Trojans and all these people, man. They would all wear, all right, breastplates. The Israelites, we would wear breastplates. All right, and they were made out of metal. They have what is called an FMJ for bullets. Let me see. Which are jackets. All right. So it says a full metal jacket bullet is a small arms projectile consists of soft core. All right. But anyways, the point is right there, a full metal jacket. All right. So to put on a jacket is clothes, man. All right. Clothes, So that ICBM, these ICBMs are clothed with that metal. All right. So it says, as a strong people set in battle array. All right. Let's look up that word array. Joel 2:5. And it says, Iraq, which means to arrange, set, or put or lay in order, to set in array, prepare, order, ordain, handle, furnish, esteem, equal, direct, and compare. To array or set or lay in order, to compare, to be comparable, to value, tax. All right, furnish. All right, to set in a row, arrange, put in order. you know. So these people are going to be set in battle order, set up for battle. All right. So they're going to be all like right here. See that? There's not one hitting another, man. All right. They all have their destinations, you know. So it says, verse 6, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. All right. Let's look up why were people so afraid in Cold War. Salaki, I didn't realize it didn't even delete that. As Cold War between the Soviet Union and the United States, communists were often referred to as Reds for their few people. Blah, blah, blah. What was a major fear during the Cold War? It says the Red Scare is the promotion of a widespread fear of potential rise of communism or anarchism by a society or state. The term is not often, man, of course they won't say the truth. That this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. They'll hide the truth, and be like, oh, it's because, we didn't want any, we didn't want the United States to rise in communism. That's why we went to war. Which is not true. The whole scare about the Cold War, it answers it right here in the questions, and that's usually how you can tell, around what the truth is, man. It says, what caused the nuclear arms race? Why would it ask that? I wouldn't ask anything about communism. You see what I'm saying? Who gave nuclear secrets to Russia? You see? It was a nuclear war. That's what had people so scared during after World War II. It was a nuclear war, man. This caused the Soviets to cease helping China develop nuclear weapons. Due to Soviet-Chinese tensions, the Chinese might have used nuclear weapons against either the United States or the Soviet Union in the event of a nuclear war between the United States and the Soviet Union. All right? That's what had people so scared, man. It wasn't communism. All right? Oh, I'm so scared. No. They had drills. Let me see if I can find that. The United States, which is not united, had nuclear what is it called? Drills. How duck and cover drills channeled America's Cold War anxiety. During this period, the United States is suddenly having to really reckon with the fact that it is not the only nuclear power out there. You see that? Point blank period, man. Talking about the Cold War. That's what gave people so much anxiety. That's what gave people so much scare. The Cold War. All right? So back at Joel chapter 2 and verse 6. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All right? And that's how people were, man. All faces shall gather blackness. And they did. Everybody was so frightened. They were so scared, all right, that there was going to be a nuclear war. And then that kind of died down a little bit because it wasn't time. All right. And now you're going to see those things start to rise up again, man. That's why this dude over here made mention of that.
It was prophecy. First identified by the 3.5%. I first got woke when I seen Terminator, and I realized it wasn't just a movie. It was prophecy.
All right. He realized that the Terminator movie wasn't just a movie, it was prophecy. And yeah, it has a lot of prophecies, man. Like the ICBM missiles coming down to America, coming down and destroying this place, man. All right. So during the Cold War, That was one of the things that had people in so much fear, anxiety. They were scared. All right. Let me read that again. How duck and cover drills channeled America's Cold War anxiety. All right. People had drills in schools, man, teaching little kids to duck and cover. All right. If you watch that movie, or not the movie, but the show Stranger Things, it kind of gives you a little bit of glimpse of how the United States and Russia were kind of battling each other with discoveries and doing experiments, to try and one up the other. So if you think that Babylon is not America, man, you're lost. All right, you're point blank period. You just lost. You know. So it says during this period, the United States is suddenly having to really reckon with the fact that it is not the only nuclear power out there. You see? When did nuclear bombs drills stop in schools? Let's check that out. All right, because that goes into this too. On August 29, 1949, all right, so a long ass fucking time ago, the Soviet Union detonated its first nuclear device at a remote site in Kazakh, Kazakhstan, signaling a new and terrifying phase in the Cold War. By the early 1950s, schools across the United States were training students to dive under their desks and cover their heads. Now, what the hell was that going to do? Nothing. All right. That was just to give people a peace of mind, which when you read into it, all right, when you read into the Cold War and these nuclear threats, which is really why people were, it wasn't communism. It never says, oh, how to fight back against communism. It never says that. All right. It tells you that the anxiety that they had, that period of worry that they had, that gathering of blackness in their face, which means fear, is what? Nuclear war. That's what they were afraid of. All right. They were teaching students to duck under their desks, which was going to do absolutely nothing. Because as we read in the book of Joel, it was a desolate wilderness. All right. So going back to Joel chapter 2 and verse 7, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. All right. And when you're in war, man, and you climb over a wall, all right, climb into a house, what do? All right. Do you gently open the door and you walk in and, you just looking around like, I kind of want that 75-inch TV. So you take that and no, when you're in war, you go in and you destroy, man. Whatever's left over, those are spoils, And that's exactly what those nuclear missiles are going to do, man. Except they don't have any feelings to spoil. They don't have any feelings to take spoil, but to spoil. That's why it's going to be like a Garden of Eden before, and after it's going to be a desolate wilderness. All right? Because they're in war. When you're in war, you don't give a shit, man. Children, women. That's what happens when you're in war, man. And that's why little children were being taught to duck under their desks. Because when you're at war, you don't give a shit. All right? You want blood. And that's what they were afraid from Russia, man. It says, neither shall one thrust another, O Salakia, and they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. All right? Because they're all headed for their destination. Is going to be guide. The Most High's hand is going to be the guide of all those missiles, man. Neither shall one thrust another. All right? There's not going to be any accidents. They shall walk everyone in his path. All right? So everyone is designated for a certain area, and every single one of them is going to hit. It says, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. All right? You have these nuclear defense missiles. All right? Defense system. United States National Missile Defense. National missile defense is a generic term for a type of missile defense intended to shield an entire country against incoming missiles, such as intercontinental ballistic missiles or other ballistic missiles. You see? So they think that they have a defense, all right, to go against those missiles. But when you look up over here, it says, neither shall one thrust another. So one ICBM isn't going to hit another ICBM. It says they shall walk everyone in his path. All right, so they're going to follow and hit their target. And when they fall upon the sword, which is the intercontinental defense missiles, they shall not be wounded. All right. So none of the missiles are going to actually prevent, none of those defense missiles are going to prevent an ICBM from hitting their target, man. All right. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall climb upon the wall, and they shall come up upon the houses, and they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Now, what does scripture say about thief, man? All right. The thief coming not to, but to kill, man. It's like, I think I wrote that wrong. It says, oops, it's going to be over here. Remember that for no, it was first. No, but the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. No. Yep. John 10:10. All right. It says, and this is Yahushua speaking. All right. The thief cometh not, but for to steal. All right. Steal who? The elect. All right. The elect are going to be beamed up. And to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life. Who? The elect. And that they might have it more abundantly. All right. So that day is going to be like a thief in the night. All right. 2 Peter's. You know, that day is going to be like a thief in the night. All right. So the thief coming not but to steal and kill and destroy, man. You know, so when those ICBM missiles come, guess what? They're going to come here to steal. All right. Because in the twinkling of an eye, our bodies shall be changed. 2 Corinthians 15, was it? Or 1 Corinthians 15? And let's start off at 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither does corruption inherit corruption. Neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. All right. So none of us in this corrupt body are going to inherit the kingdom. All right. But we're going to be changed. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. All right. So the bodies are going to be changed, man, into those incorruptible bodies with the law, statutes, and commandments written in our inward parts. All right. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, in the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must be put on incorruption, and this mortal must be put on immortality. All right. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in a victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin. And what is sin? Transgression of the law. And the transgress of sin is the law. But thanks be unto Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable in your faith, always abounding in the work of the Most High, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. All right. So this work that we're putting in, man, it ain't going out void. All right. This work that we're putting in, it's all for better, man. You know. So it says, Back in Joel chapter 2 and verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, and the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. All right, which that one is damn the first book of damn, I can't remember where it's at. Let me read that again. I can't remember. Oh, it was the book of Peter's. Second book of Peter's, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, will come as a thief in the night. You see? So going back to that thief in the night, which the thief cometh not but to kill, all right, to steal, kill, and destroy. It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a fervent noise, or with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. How? Through those ICBM missiles, man. All right. All right. Through those ICBM missiles. You know, that's what's going to bring the death and destruction. World War III. All right. 2 woes have passed. 1 is left. You know, 2 Peter 3 and 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right, so that's straight to the point, man. Back in Joel 2, and you know what? The earth shall, Isaiah 24 and 20, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. All right, so that kingdom is going to fall and not rise again. You know, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, the sun ashamed, when Yahweh of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before his ancients gloriously. All right, so that's in the kingdom of heaven, man. In the kingdom of heaven, we know that Babylon the Great was thrown down, all right, which is America, you know. Back in Joel chapter 2 and verse 10, the earth shall quake before them. You see, so it's all the same scenario, man. The heavens shall tremble. Why? Because of the fervent heat, all right, because of the, what is that one? It's also the book of Isaiah, I believe. Departed. Like a scroll. Oh, it was the book of Revelation, Salakia. All right, Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. The earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens of the rocks and in the mountains. All right, that's the same thing we just read in Isaiah. You know, let me get you a visual on that one, which is gonna be Judgment Day. Terminator. Judgment Day. Images. Let's put ICBM. This is the best picture that I could think of. All right. With the, you know, the clouds departed like a scroll. All right. Verse 14. All right, Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. All right. So you see how the clouds are. Let's put scroll. You know, let me see. Roll together. Has to be one that's backwards. You know, kind of like this one right here. When you face the side towards you. All right. In the movies, let's see. Cartoon. Bomb cloud. There you go. It's beautiful. All right. When the scroll rolled together. Let me see if they have a better one around here. They have to, man. They have to. You know, as a scroll rolled together. All right, which this one right here is a good representation. All right, you look at that, what that looks like. All right, you see the scroll, man. You know, also in some cartoons, you know, you'll have a, man, I wish I had like this little drawing that I could do. You know what? Let me see if I can. Damn. All right. Anyways, you know that's what it's talking about, man. You know, the mushroom cloud. You know. So that's what that is. And hey, look at that. All right, that's an ICBM right there. See if they have anything on that. Nope. That looks like a scroll right there too. All right, you have the two ends, bottom and top, and then you have the middle. You know. That top one right there looks like a scroll. All right, anyways, that's the point right there. The heavens fell, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. All right, because of the great destruction that's coming, man. You know, which is what you can see in the day of judgment when you see all those ICBMs, you know. So Joel chapter 2 and verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble. All right, because when those ICBM missiles hit, the sky trembles. You know, the sun and the moon shall be dark. Why? Because of way of the destruction. You know, let me see if I can go back to Terminator Judgment Day. ICBM. The best one is this one. All right. All you see is clouds, man. All you see is clouds. The day of the Lord is nothing but darkness. All right. Nothing but clouds, thick darkness, thick clouds, you know. So the sun and the moon were darkened, all right, by way of these clouds, man. Because you won't be able to see past them clouds, you know. It says, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, all right, by way of the clouds also. It says, and Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. All right, so not only does the Most High have a lot of angels, but he also has a lot of ICBM missiles that are going to do his work. All right, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? All right, and like Ezra says, alas, alas, for that day is great. Who shall save me? All right, who can save us? Nobody but the Most High, man, if he finds favor, or if you find favor in his eyes. All right, therefore also now saith Yahweh, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. And that's what we ought to do. Fast, all right, which the seventh, you know, which is 2 days from now. All right. The 7th, 2 days from now, which is Saturday evening to Sunday evening, is the Day of Atonement. All right. So that we fast for 25 hours, roughly. All right. It's from evening to evening, But also you should be fasting, man. Throughout your weeks, you might give it a 1 day fast or maybe even, whatever's putting your spirit to fast, man. And weeping. Why do we weep? All right. Because of us, man. All right. When you read the history of Israel, you know how you are. All right. You're not perfect. King David wasn't perfect. He was always weeping, man. It says in the book of Psalms, I believe, that his pillows were full of tears, man. All right. And that's how we should be. All right. We should have a lot of tears that come down our face, man, to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that he woke you up, man. You should be grateful. All right. And with mourning. All right. Let's look up that word mourning. It's like I didn't mean for this video to be too long, but it's all according to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Mourning, masapad, which is wailing, lamentation. All right. One mourneth, mourning, wailing. All right. So we're waiting for the Most High to come back, man. We're mourning. All right. And rend your heart and not your garment. You see, so the circumcision comes of what? The mind. Cutting away from that old man. All right. Not your garments, not by showing, cutting your hair or nothing like that, man. And turn to Yahweh your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil.
Put it like this.
You see?
The revolution will not be roboticized.
So we are to turn to the Most High, man. Which there's a little bit more I wanted to show. Let me see if I can get it.
Digital, he here, but he not. That's Tupac Coachella. You know what I'm saying? And he in the, you see? Y'all don't.
All right,
That probably ain't even a real nigga. Hey,
good. She loves it.
that's what a woman is.
Brother.
Especially a black one.
You know how?
That's correct.
Girls are smart, dude.
God damn it. Like literally, damn it.
There was one more.
Where you at?
Okay.
Teddy, don't lie to your queen.
Okay, guys.
If you busting off in her guts like that, you might be carrying your
I
seat.
feel like this conversation.
So you ain't just lying.
Salakia. Let me see if it's going to play. You see that's the part I wanted to get, because that also goes into Joseph, all right, having a child through Mary being the Messiah, all right, being born of seed. Women don't carry seed, man. All right. And that was just a really quick, beautiful point that I saw in that movie, where he was telling that dude, Kevin Hart, he was telling her, like, man, you might be busting all up in her. She might be carrying your seed, which means what? All right. Yahweh Shai came from the seed of David. All right. Romans chapter 1 verse 3, concerning his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. All right. According to the flesh, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7. All right. Let me see if I can get it over here real quick. So, I guess maybe not real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and Let me start from verse 4. I was nursed, all right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and 4. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, all right. You know what? Let me start off at verse 2 because it's beautiful right here. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the 10th time of 10 months, being compassed in blood of the seed of man and the pleasure that come with sleep, which is what? Sexual acts. All right. It says, and when I was born, I drew the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. And there is no king that hath any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance unto life, and the like going out. So when Yahushua died, all right, he died like every other man. You know, he died. The only difference was he was quickened by the Spirit. All right, so he lived. He reigned over death. You know. But the entrance into this world was what? Romans chapter 1 and 3, concerning his son Yahushua HaMashiach, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. So according to the flesh, Solomon, which is the wisest, all right, which really Yahushua is Solomon, because Yahushua stated that there was a greater than Solomon, all right? And in the book, the Old Testament states that nobody is greater than Solomon. So Yahushua is what? Solomon, all right, through the reincarnation. If you have, all right, if you can receive it, Yahushua was Solomon, you know, but with Solomon said that there is no other beginning for any king ever, all right, but to enter in the world through a woman, all right, through the act of sex, all right, intercourse of a man and a woman. He plants the seed, and she is the vessel that carries that seed, all right. But that was it. You know, I just wanted to get something quick on that because I thought that was beautiful that he stated that, you know, and even though it's all made out of mockery and to ridicule the prophets, hey, let me end it with this one. All right, because this is so true, man. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and 8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. All right, so even though they try to, you know, go against it and make fun of it, you can't go against the truth, man. You're actually helping the truth because you're making us see that you guys are the liars. For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong. And this also we wish, even your perfection. Therefore I write these things, being absent, lest being present I should use sharpness according to the power which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath given me to edification and not to destruction. You see, so all these things are for our learning, man. So with that, Akim, I want to say shalom, and as always, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash, and I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong out there, and like I said, you know, I didn't mean this video to be so long, but according to the Spirit, man. So shalom. Stay strong out there.